Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And this is the Open Mic Night. This is ostensibly for all you comic creators out there who haven't booked one of our hour-long shows to promote your stuff. Maybe you don't have an hour's worth of stuff to talk about. Maybe you got like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You just want to pop in, show us what you got, what you're working on, where people can find you. This is the place to do that. There is the I got to get it right. The link's right up there at the top of the chat. It's also right down there underneath in the description. So you got two options to find out how to get into the StreamYard and into the back room, and we'll just pop you right in to talk about whatever it is on your mind. In the meantime, we'll talk about what's on our minds, which would make it a very short show. But to help me out in that regard, we have Mr. Mike Walters from the Mic Stand with us. And I can see you in the back room, Mike, and I'm looking at a black square that's muted when I bring you on. So I'm going to assume there are more internet issues happening. There he is. Hello, Mike.
You were freezing there, black with the little circle. But right now, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing myself on my right. It would be probably your left or whatever, but my right, I'm seeing myself full on move around. I'm looking at you, but I'm not seeing any kind of movement or anything. I can hear you.
Now I'm moving. We need a third party. Yeah, we need a third person to triangulate where the internet issue is happening. So Robert Roberts is in the chat. Welcome, and you can be our third party. Who's freezing up on your screen? Is it me or is it Mike?
Now you're going.
I think I know who it is, but I think it's on Mike's internet, and Mike thinks it might be on my internet
now
because
you
there's
just
no
blinked out.
So we'll wait for Robert to tell us. We got 8 people in the chat. Somebody pop in and just say, "Hey, the guy on the left is this, and the guy he sees and hears us both." Well, that's not helpful. Okay, then maybe it's just as long as the chat can see us, we're good. Mike, how are things at the Mic Stand this past week?
All right, we had some good stories and went through, of course, the Arcaven review. Also, there was another interesting story that I'll probably bring up in a little while here in regards to Anime Matsuri. I don't know if you'd heard about this one story where I guess supposedly somebody was trying to make it seem like they were advertising a quote-unquote anime sex party.
Oh, I heard somebody try to pull that off. Yeah, that was... Yeah, it's a... Okay, I'm getting 2 confirmations now that this screen is one freezing. Yeah, well, people have been after Anime Matsuri for at least 3 years now. I remember when we arranged for Tug to go visit there. Gosh, it was over 2 years ago now. To go and report from there.
You're choppy. I can't even hear you at the point because you're choppy.
It's on your side, Mike. I've got confirmation on that from 2 different people now watching that you're the one freezing up on the outgoing side. So, oh my gosh. So while you're recovering from that, and I don't know how you can do it because I know you've had some storms out that way that might be impacting your internet as well. I will bring up this particular little tidbit from Polygon. If you're looking at this might look like the cover to one of the X-Men Hellfire Gala atrocities that's going on, but no. The good news is it's not X-Men Hellfire Gala. The bad news is that the disease has spread from beyond X-Men Hellfire Gala. This is from the latest Dungeons and Dragons module, which has quote unquote mechanics in it to show you what a hot mess college life can be. I'm sorry, but my college life was not that kind of a hot mess. My college life was, do I have enough spare change for enough ramen to make it to the end of the week? But I didn't get to dress up in sparkly clothes and engage in whatever it is that these people are engaging in. So way to go, D&D. Don't know if that's
I'll be right back.
New Watsy.
I'm gonna try something on my computer.
From an old IT guy, let me just offer the age-old wisdom. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? And I would do that all the way from the router to the machine. Might be the router needs to be repowered. So we'll just watch for Mike to pop back in. James Lee isn't with us tonight, so don't know where that's gonna, if he'll be able to join us or not. Yeah, Robert, sex at a convention. Wow, what a novel concept. And I know the story he's talking about. The story was that somebody was advertising there was going to be some kind of a party. No one's been able to substantiate that. And again, it's just the Anime Matsuri is held in Texas, and they are supporters of Vic Mignogna, the voice actor. And because of that, the people who, and they know who they are, and we all know who they are, the Kick Vic Squadron has targeted them. And just, as is the case with many SJW crusades, they will not rest until the campaign has been obliterated and ground into dust. So while we're waiting for Mike to come back, we will talk about some of the stuff we've got going on today. Well, if you tuned in earlier, we had, and you might not even know we do this, but every other, what did I just click on? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Every other Sunday, we do a build stream, and we build a Lego on stream. I have got a box that just popped up on I had a box pop up in front of everything I couldn't see on my screen anymore. So I could move my mouse and I clicked something. That's weird. I hate when that happens. So today we built the Big Bang Theory apartment, which was fun. We had Jack's show, not the Jack show, but we had a Simple Jack on, who's got his own Lego stream. He was building the Star Wars X-Wing fighter in one window, and I was building the Big Bang Theory apartment in the other. So we're just having fun for 2.5 hours. Oh, there's no gambling in Casablanca? I hope not. Yeah. Of all the gin joints in all the world, you had to come gamble in mine or something to that effect. We are going to be putting up more reviews, by the way, at criticalblast.com. We go through slumps, because we have material to review, and then we're like, okay, what are we going to do for a while here? And now we're back into the high volume of things we're going to review. Usually it comes right around the time when I find my own things to review. So while I'm getting ready to write up the review of the drop of the first half of the season of Leverage, which is on IMDb TV, which is free to watch. I did not know that existed. So I'm very happy with that. And plus, I loved Leverage when it ran for 5 seasons on TBS, or was it TNT? One of those two. They're both the same anyway. Was glad to see that come back, and pretty much enjoyed this new drop. But there's, you can't go home again, as Thomas Wolfe said. They tried. They came very, very close, but they're just, some things that couldn't be assured. Mary Machine Gun, how art thou doing today? Guess what? We have talked with a guy you may know named Hart D. Fisher, and we have got him lined up. Here, let's just go over the lineup for next week. We have we have tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about the Loki season drop on Disney Plus. We'll have Mr. Hop on doing that, just like we did with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Mr. Ron Randall will be here from DC Comics, also done some independent comics, and he is back with another volume of Trekker. So Trekker is going to get a graphic novel being crowdfunded on Kickstarter right now. We're going to be talking about that. Wednesday, we will have Wyatt Holliday on here with his heroin adventures. Not adventures taking heroin. You've got to hear it correctly. There's an E on the end. It's a female superhero thing. Thursday, Hart D. Fisher with Bill the Bull. And then Friday, we have, Friday is open. So if anybody wants to pop in on the Friday stream, hey, hit us up on our DMs at Twitter at Critical Blast and let us know that you'd like to book an hour with us. We'll be more than happy to put you in there. Mike, how are you doing now? I was suggesting that you turn off and turn on everything from the router forward.
Well, I did actually try to turn off I basically went over to the connection icon and I disconnected and reconnected. So,
yeah.
So that, I mean, because I had to reboot a few times or refresh a few times the other night too. So,
yeah, but if you haven't turned off the physical box, the router, for a while, sometimes sometimes that needs rebooted too to get a fresh connection.
Well, the thing is, my connection says I'm connected. My connection is saying that I'm connected. There's nothing wrong with my connection. And the thing is that and we, basically since my dad had died, we'd actually gotten a new router. And of course, I know my nephew and my sister would not actually want me to touch that router.
Okay, well,
especially if it's on my end saying that.
Yeah, well, what you're into saying is that I'm communicating to the router with no problem.
Still good,
and that's true. But the router's not communicating to the internet without a problem. So that's why the router sometimes needs to be rebooted. But yeah, tell them to find out where it's at and hit the power switch. Your cable provider will tell you to do that every once in a while anyway, like every couple of weeks, to reboot it. We have Pops Van Zant is sitting in the back room here. Pops, how in the world are you today, man?
I was sitting in the back room.
I see that. Yes, sitting in the back room. What are you doing back there, man?
Well, I was just gonna come in and steal a few minutes and tell everybody what's happening with the madness.
Now, Pop,
but I wasn't gonna steal Mike's time.
Well, Mike's here the whole time, man. Mike doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then let's start with announcing the pre-con show, July 30th, Friday night.
This is for CromCon 16.
Yes, July 30th, Friday night, the night before CromCon. We have lined up a little panel, some special people. We got Hart Fisher from Bill the Bull Omnibus, and of course, a lot of stuff back in the day. Frank Forte from Heavy Metal, Bob's Burgers, Despicable Me's, done all kind of stuff, right? We all know who Frank is. He's going to be there. We got Mr. Parody Press himself, Don Chin. Don's going to be there. And barring any unforeseen bad things, Publishing Pete Sametti, bro. We are going to have us an old school 80s, 90s panel. And we're going to hear all about the stories that, changed comics back in the day. And those same things are changing comics today. People don't really realize it. But those same kinds of distribution issues and all that are all kind of repeating themselves right now.
Learn from history.
Okay? Except for the mafia taking over part.
Yeah. Well, that was that. Now that's going way back.
Well, but I'm just saying, it's like you notice in distribution in comics, every now and then there's a big shakeup.
Oh yeah,
and we're going through those one right now. You know that, RJ, because you're taking advantage of a little aspect of it.
Yeah. Diamond can lose as many distribution channels as it wants. I'd be perfectly happy for that.
You hear what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's right.
So. We have this opportunity here for people like you and Varian over there at Liberty Distribution, and there are others that are doing, trying to fill the void and make it more easy for indie people to put their books on those emptying store shelves. So anyway, I didn't want to get into all that. Those guys are going to come out and talk about all that when they come out on July 30th. We're going to have a bang up time. I'm really looking forward to that particular panel. We may add a couple other people to it.
You know what's going to be fun for me?
What's that? Yes, this is the final
just to let
panel.
you guys know, I haven't heard much of what you guys have been saying because the stuff keeps cutting out.
Yeah, Mike, your internet's gone bad, man. You need to reboot. Everybody's saying it's on your window.
Yeah, you might just like go out, just try going out, coming back in. It could even be better.
He's done that 3 times.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a router issue.
Yeah.
He's got to have to reboot that router. And the router said enough.
If they're not having a weather issue, then they definitely need to reboot that router for sure.
I hear you.
But yeah, check that lineup out. And right there at the top, Christy Shin, that's who I was just going to talk about. Because we talked this morning, and it's like, I really wanted Christy to come to Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and not to set up a table, but to hang out as a representative of the madness, go around, interview some people with me, have a good time, right?
I hear you.
Give some stuff away, just have a blast. Go as fans and have fun, or as press, So I started a GoFundMe to get Christy Shin to Michigan. That's my goal for the month, is to try and get enough people to donate to that we can bring Christy up and we can go do Grand Rapids Comic-Con and do it from the floor and have a good old time. Just hang out with everybody.
Well, how's that going?
Well, there's a couple donations on there. Christy, Rich Parada sent Christy money before we even had the GoFundMe set up. So she had to donate it back to the GoFundMe. So it's got a donation from herself up there, but it's actually from Rich Parada. I want everybody to know. But yeah, a couple of people have already dropped a little money. I mean, I hope we can get it happening. We really have to get the plane ticket, the funds for the plane ticket fast, because the closer you get to the event, the more that ticket's going to go up.
Absolutely. Drop me the GFM link in the private chat here. I'll put it out in the chat. Meanwhile, you've come in with a wave of other people. We got Callie Persona. Callie, how are you today? Callie, can you hear me?
I'm pretty peachy. What about you guys?
Doing all right, man. What do you got?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, sweet. I'm doing pretty good. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Have you got a comic project or just hanging out? I think we got a little bit of lag there too.
Oh, I'm just hanging out. You guys seem cool. Wanted to come in.
All right. Well, you're welcome to hang out and pop your opinion in on anything you want, man. Max from Atrocity Press. I know who Max DeVille is. Max, you got the Mary Machine Gun comic coming out here.
I do.
Sweet.
Had to come on and mock you guys because you guys are on the chick stream.
Well, it didn't start out that way. It was like we were trying to just line up guests for that final panel, and what was it, like the first 3 guests we lined up were women, and Pop said, make it a ladies' night. Just get it.
Yeah, it was just like, we did that once before. I don't know if you remember, Max, but we did a Monday Madness that was ladies' night. Yeah, and it was one of the best shows we had. Man, we had people were watching, people were interacting. It was a blast. And as soon as we started this one, it was like, I think it was Christy and Daphne and Kara, and it was like, let's just go for ladies' night. Let's just do it. And
we got room for one more.
Which Lola is it?
No, we got room for 2 more. I don't have to be there.
Oh no. No, you're not doing that to me.
Now, see, you also have to look at it this way. Now, you've got like Christy and Kara that are way out there on the West Coast, and they don't have to come in right at 9 o'clock. They can come in at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? It's like we can always rotate from East Coast to West Coast, too, if we have too many ladies. We can make it work. Don't worry, bro.
We can make it work.
Everybody
but-
can get their time. You know,
Well,
we're gonna have a good time.
Which
Here-
Lola
here's
is
the-
that?
What's that, Max?
Which Lola is that?
That's Lola
That's,
Meats.
It's not the indie boat Lola. It's
No, they have a previous engagement that evening. Indie Princess was invited. You know, Rocky, please look. I got a dog, right? I got a husky over here.
Yeah.
And we have a pit bull lab upstairs, and she's in heat. And dude is just nutsore. I ain't lying. He's walking around whining. He's pacing. We won't let him up there because
Wow.
she's old. She don't need that. You know?
Pops is cock blocking the husky.
Dude, but listen to it.
He's miserable.
got some of those
He's
blue
really
balls
having
in
a hard time of it, man. It's like, come on, Rock.
But you know what? Having seen many of these women do their own streams, you and I, Pops, we could both just drop out of it. They're just gonna run the show
Oh
themselves.
yeah, they're going to take over anyway. It's not like we're going to have any control of this. I'm letting you know that right now. I've been there. Okay, I've been there. Ladies' night, Christy Shin on Ladies' night the first time is the reason that Monday Madness and CromCon now have a disclaimer. That's all Christy did that. I know, you know, Rocky, please. Jesus.
Oh man.
I'm gonna throw him outside in a minute. Can't do a live stream with the dog whining like that. You can't do it.
I was telling people before you got on here, Pops, that we actually did non-comic stuff today. We did a Lego build stream for the big. But you were there. What I remember you popping in at the end of the chat there.
I did catch some of that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
so I was like, I had this short-term memory thing going on now. You know, it's you get in your late 50s.
I don't know the names of all the anime stuff, but my grandson got one of them Neurogramo or whatever. It's like a dragon, a big green dragon.
Yeah.
Lego set that he just got for his birthday. Bags and bags of Legos. I'm like, oh my God, man, how do you do this? I ain't messing with it. That's it. Nope.
We're 4 backers away from 100 on Mary Machine Gun number 2.
Oh, did you just link me?
Yep.
Yes, you did. Just 4 more backers away?
Yep.
Let me type that in here. Only 4 backers away from 100 on Mary Machine Gun. Make it happen.
Do it.
Do it. Get Mary Machine Gun number 2. No, get Mary Machine Gun 1 and 2 if you haven't seen it. Mike, how? Oh, you were moving a lot smoother when I brought you up there now. And then you froze up. We got a delay with you again, Mike?
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Huh?
I can hear you. I can see you and hear you, but it's choppy. It's not very smooth.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, when I came back in, there were times you guys were choppy too, but it's actually a little bit better now. It's not as bad as it was before.
Yeah, you're a lot smoother actually. So maybe it'll be we will look choppy on your end because if it's your internet, it's going to be both directions, man. The 3 of us see each other smoothly.
I may have to have the guy I usually look at my computer and just make sure everything's all right.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot, man! If Windows is downloading like a drop to you,
my sister just asked my nephew.
Yep, there you go again, man.
Yep, I don't know.
You're gone. Pops and Max and I are all smooth to each other here.
Still see you guys.
That's a clip. Take that one out. But yeah, you're the odd man out of the group tonight with his choppiness and the frozen. You're completely frozen right now. In fact, and not muted but not talking.
He looks happy.
You put on a happy face there. Oh
well, I'm not talking right now just because I'm just. Hey Jen,
stop your camera.
Yeah, try that. That takes a lot of the bandwidth up if you just use your avatar and just have voice. That might take away the choppiness of at least the lag time. Oh, I was talking earlier about, we get all the review stuff come in fits and spurts. And this time we're getting a ton of it. So I got to sit down and watch the first time I've ever got to watch this, Almost Famous. So I watched that this morning. Have you guys seen that one before?
I saw that movie a long time ago.
Yeah, it's an anniversary edition. I mean, it's Kate Hudson is young in this one. It was cool. It was 70s rock scene, and he's 15 years old and writing for Warriors. Come out and play. Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you know what the ultimate director's cut actually is?
No, what's that?
There's a comic that goes with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The cut scenes, where they cut from one scene to the next, is actual comic panels. They fade into the comic panel. That's the ultimate director's cut. There's no new scenes. There's no unedited or, off the editor's floor footage that wasn't there before. It just adds the comic panels in between the scenes.
Okay, you guys are smoother now on my end.
Cool.
Yeah, you're better too. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, you're a lot smoother. Then I'm going to be watching this one next. I've never heard of this. CB Strike, Lethal White, and it's based on a novel by Robert Galbraith.
Never heard of it.
I'd never heard of Robert Galbraith before, but then I found out that Robert Galbraith is a pseudonym. Yeah, are we going to have to give you CPR through the screen, man? I'm coming in. We're going to have to Heimlich you, man.
You okay, Max?
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, I'm just watching to make sure that the thing's still gonna stay on and stay smooth. I'm like,
yeah, it's chopping you. Chopping you up again.
If you just turn the camera off, you might do better. Just go ahead and kill in your camera.
Yeah.
Stop the camera. Just do the stop cam on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now let's see if that doesn't take your bandwidth to something more less choppy, rather. But what I was saying was Robert Galbraith is a pseudonym for J.K. Rowling. So this is basically written by the Harry Potter girl.
Okay.
So I'm going to see. This will be the test to see how well she can write. Once you get that one big thing out of the way, can you write anything else? And it's a crime drama that's been serialized. And then because I'm a Batman freak, obviously.
Pennyworth. That's actually pretty good, I heard.
Is it? I've not seen season 1. I'm jumping in with season 2.
I heard it's pretty good.
I hope so. I don't know what they could do that would make it, relatable to Batman fans. It seems like it's just going to be a James Bond kind of thing, but it's going to be Alfred Pennyworth doing the James Bonding.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then finally, I'm going back to the atomic age. Flight to Mars, 1951.
Yeah, well, you showed me that the other night.
Yeah, that's right. You were there, man. I knew I showed it to somebody on stream. Like I said, every day is a whole new day for me now.
I hear you.
So I got stuff to watch and keep me busy, and stuff to read, because I've been getting the crowdfunding wise, I'm going to start getting some stuff. I got the high res PDF in for Glenn in Monsterland, which is means that they're done with it and they're getting ready to ship the finished product. Goes down smooth, don't it, Max?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, Max, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I'm not coughing.
My head hot. I'm all sweaty.
I'm not. Pops was coughing. Max is coughing. I'm fine. Now I can't say that there's one thing that's we could play the Sesame Street game here. One of these things is not like the other, but I'm not coughing. I don't know why.
All right, so let's see how it works now.
It'll probably work fine for a while.
Huh?
It'll probably work fine for a while.
And you just started going choppy again, man.
Yep, that's what I thought would happen.
You sound good.
Just
when
leave
you
the
got no
camera off.
camera.
We can hear you as long as you can hear us and we can hear you. That's what matters, right?
That's
We know
right.
you're there.
Yeah, I know, but I like being fully participating. That's the only thing. But
Don't worry about it.
I probably will see about having my computer guy come by sometime this week to look at my computer, just because they're having some issues of slowing. I don't know if it's just maybe I just need to have it cleared out a little bit. Once in a while I need to, but maybe I got too much junk in there, and Malabytes isn't sufficiently.
Yeah,
cleaning your app.
Malware bytes is often the problem in slowness. So this is the Glen and Monsterland PDF I got. I was a huge proponent of this book from day one. First time I saw it, the artwork, I was like, dude, this is a Mattel toy line. You need to get this going.
Yeah.
And now that I have the whole book and read the whole story, it's just, I'm so glad that he got it funded. I was pushing this like every day, 3 times a day. I was pimping this out on Twitter. So
It looks awesome.
It's really good. And her artwork. Let me find out what her name is. Kevin Philpott's the writer. Luisa Russo, an Italian artist, is the one who does it. And this is her general style too of stuff. But
yeah, this is some good stuff. No doubt.
It's a little inconsistent, but it's still really good.
And it's all ages. I mean, and it's not little kids all ages. It's just that all ages can enjoy it. I had a hoot with it. Overall thing is that it's a world that's been consumed by evil. The king is evil. Glenn is a witch. She's been, brought in to basically show her powers by her master witch. And he's like, well, let's see what you can do. Transform this prisoner into something evil for the crime he did, which was, something silly. So what she does is she turns him into this fairy. And and the king is like, why did you turn him into something that's, so pretty and lovely? And, there's too much goodness in you. To the dungeons with you, which is where he sends all the people in his kingdom and have goodness in them. He doesn't want any goodness, must be stamped out because it'll rise up and dethrone him if he doesn't take care of it. And down in the dungeon, she meets, a vampire that won't drink blood, a mummy that's a fashion plate, a real obnoxious, snotty kid who turns into a werewolf puppy that's just lovable and lickable and everything that's, and together they, and a clown who was busted for bending balloons.
Bending balloons.
Yes. And that's where some of the over the head stuff comes in, because he's like, I was bending balloons. That's not a crime. And she's like, well, it depends on what you made. But yeah, they band together and they work on dethroning the king and escaping the dungeon. So it was a fun story.
Sounds like a classic story.
Oh,
sounds good.
Yeah, I've got this other one here I need to be reading too. Marcus
Misfits dethrones the evil guy. That's good stuff.
It's age old trope, right?
Exactly. That's good stuff. I mean, everyone.
Hey, RJ, I'm gonna head out early tonight just because
I
these
completely
issues
understand,
are just
man.
driving me.
Yeah, I get you.
Sorry, I can't hang longer. This is just getting to me a little bit. So
I hear you. I've been there. So we'll see you next week. Man.
I'll see you sometime this week.
All right. Take care, man. We'll bring in George Peter Gatsis, though, who's out there with Joe King saving everyone again for the first time. George, how you doing tonight?
Good. What's going on? What was getting to who?
Oh, Mike was just having internet issues. That he was, just clogging up and freezing up and out of sync. So
we weren't getting along, and I was jumping down his throat, and he got scared and left.
Oh well, that's no. We've been there before, Max. We've been there before.
That's such an atrocity.
Yes, that's why we have this.
Everyone's always welcome here, apart from Testify.
I didn't even understand the context of it.
That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to. But yeah, I've got PDFs here from Marcus Dupree that I need to be doing some reviews on. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because what was it? He's on a sales list now. His LaFay comic is on Comixology as one of the top 3.
Oh yeah, I backed that baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, LaFay's good stuff.
So it's up there competing with DC on these platforms. So it might be the first.
Indie
What am I
book
looking
to
for? First
number
book to
one.
break out, become another real accepted and acknowledged book by the mainstream comics press. I don't know.
Maybe. Probably not. It'll probably be ignored.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was a fluke. That didn't happen.
Everything's good for about 15 minutes to a week, and then it's on to the next thing.
oh yeah, that's the cycle of the news. Heck, you're lucky if you get a week. It was a catastrophe of a global scale.
Or nothing was happening for a week.
Well, what else is going on in your lives, guys? Because I need to. I will save that, Pops. It came through on my phone, so I was like, what?
No,
He's
you're
right
supposed to. You're supposed to put that in your brand, in your videos, so that you can just pop it up whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to do just that.
George, I owe you an apology. I didn't mean to make you chase you away from the show the other night.
That's okay. I discovered you unsubbed from me on YouTube, so we're calling it even.
Oh well,
I don't unsub from people, man.
Pops, it's there. I was going through my YouTube and somebody told me, "Hey, did you know you can have a list of people subbing you and unsubbing you?" And I'm going like, "What, are you crazy? Why would you?" And then I go, "Hey, I'm curious." And then I go through the list and I'm like, "Oh, look, JDA unsub from me. Oh, look." And then I start going through the list of people and I'm like, "Oh my God, I got unsubbed a year ago. Oh no, what should I do? Oh my God."
What the hell? Well,
I'm just jerking your chain. Don't worry about it. But it was the funniest thing. I'm going like, oh no, it's like this is like a YouTube stat. That if you don't look at it, on an everyday schedule, it will not make a difference in your life.
I didn't know who specifically is on.
I'm looking at it as like I know I'm still following you on Twitter. I don't know why I wouldn't be following you. Like, because when I cut somebody off, I cut them all the way off, bro. I don't see nothing they do anymore.
Well, I got something to share with you guys. This is one of the sections I'm currently working on in the book.
Oh, you're going to show us the book? I thought you were going to show us more spaceship.
No. I already showed the spaceship ad nauseum. I'm going to show you one of the sections. This is one of the sections I'm working on right now. All right, I'm going. Right, this is just rough layouts, by the way. Okay.
Okay.
If you notice in white pen, it doesn't matter if you hide us or not. It's still the same scale.
Yes.
In white outline, I blocked in where the characters are.
Where they'll be.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
All right, so I don't think I have to explain this. I mean, it looks pretty self-explanatory.
This out of the Joe King book?
Yeah.
All right. Just so I know what we're looking at.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the next page.
So why did you do that though?
What?
Draw in white where the characters are going to be, because it looks like it's a fully rendered scene already. And
No. These are roughs.
Oh, okay.
This is long from being final.
You got to stand. I'm looking at it on a laptop screen, so it's like this to me. I'm like, I'm looking for like the postage mark where it got canceled on this on the.
Yeah, no, these are roughs. Thank you, Ryan. All right, so by the way, the spaceship that just came out of warp and all that stuff. You see where it's in relation to galaxy and the superstar.
I see
Right,
it.
it's there on the bottom in that big panel. It's there in the bottom right corner, but you'll see it because the book is 10 by 15 inches. I am really working the graphics to like high detail, so when you get it really big, right, and you'll see that the little stuff around you.
That is going to be a fun book to ship.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
It's going to be different from anything else. And yes, Pops, I say that because we're shipping it.
Here's the shot right after that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can see the galaxy that was right there, right in front of you. It's immediately destroyed as
It's
the
being
hand
grabbed by her hand. Yeah.
as the hand crushes it. There's the characters in relation where they are in the ship, and the captain, which you can see, he's very small in the chair. It's like a very small person driving a car. Okay, a truck. No, let's say a truck. A very small person driving a truck. You see the hands on the wheel, and you just barely see the forehead, looking up above the dashboard. That's the captain.
That just the scale of that creature that's destroying galaxies. This is going to be a huge threat.
Yeah. And this is them, getting the ship, revving it up, putting it in gear, so to speak, right? As the superstar Nova is exploding and pretty much destroyed everything in the immediate area, and the second panel is them actually flying off into really fast, and then ahead is the Earth caged up and being pulled through space away from the supernova.
That's straight out of Silver Age, Superboy, and the Legion of Superheroes, man.
You got it. Remember that some shots where Superman pulls a planet with chains.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly the inspiration.
Absolutely. I love that kind of stuff. I miss the 70s and 60s comic book storytelling. I've been on about that all week. It seems like where you pick up a book and it's just like it's the start of Superman's day and he's going to work at Galaxy Broadcasting System and oh my God, there's a catastrophe downtown. I better go take care of this. And oh, there's a fight. Oh, there's something I can't overcome. It looks like I've lost. I figured out the trick. Now I've tricked the villain. Now I beat the villain. He's going away to jail and I'm going back to work. And that was it.
Yeah.
It didn't take 12 months to tell that story.
This the next page where you see this is the main bad guy in the story. No, the second main bad guy in the story, right here. And there's the supernova still expanding, and you see that little streak of light there. That's the Earth. That's the Earth being pulled as they streak ahead of the supernova. And then the second panel is the bad guys in their command center, actually doing an inspection of the Earth, the Titan chains being pulled, the spaceships that are accompanied. Ryan, you're awesome, man. Take your time and take your time and map it out, plan out. If it's a space battle, plan it out. It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, the thing about space battles
three
too,
dimensions.
and I didn't see anybody ever take advantage of this in space battles until the final episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh,
Seriously, it's like everyone plans space battles like this.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got all of this.
Yeah, it's 360 degrees. Yeah.
So it's like when the Klingon ship was coming like this. And the old Enterprise was like this, and then Riker comes up like this. I'm like,
yeah,
why haven't we ever seen that before?
Yeah. So the third panel, they're making plans. The fourth panel, they release a beacon. Right I'm not going to tell you why, but they released a beacon. And the next panel is the first part of the first row is the interior of the ship, which I haven't dropped in there yet. That's Joe leaving the ship
Yep.
while it's at high speed, and then Joe coming out of the high speed while the ship is continuing to go in high speed, right, or warp, whatever you want to call it. But Joe is slowing down, so that's I'm creating the effect here that's his vision of the ship will kind of blur and disappear while he's slowing down to normal speed. The ship is still moving forward, increasing its speed.
The relative speed of each of them to each other.
Exactly. And then when the third row, Joe comes, is in real normal space, so to speak. He dips into his cape and he pulls out his compass to figure out where he is and where he needs to go, and then blasts off or flies off.
So,
Yeah,
are you still on track? Do you think for December?
Oh yeah. I already have the whole book laid out. What you're seeing here is I'm going through each section of the book. Each section's a vignette, so to speak, and I'm actually going in and doing like a super polish. I can't, especially stuff like this. This with the Titan chains, the destruction of the superstar, and the hint of eyes and a mouth as the star is crushed and it goes into a supernova. The relative location of the galaxy, Oh, by the way, all this is vector. Nothing here is Photoshop. Nothing.
So, a lot of
the render on the super robot was like a day and a half.
Now, I was going to say, what do people? I know you know what vectoring versus photoshopping is.
Illustrator.
Yeah.
Illustrator versus Photoshop.
But what does it mean to Joe Average who's going to turn the page and look at the picture with human eyes? I mean, what does vectoring have over the internet? We've all got it now.
You won't notice it if it's done right. You'll never know if it's done in Photoshop or Illustrator, but you will notice it if you take the detail of one panel and you blow it up or reuse it or scale it down. Right? It's non-destructive data. So I can scale the artwork up or down, stretch it, squash it, warp it, and stuff like that, and I will not lose definition on the artwork.
Okay, so
but if you did that with Photoshop, you'll definitely lose definition on the artwork.
So you can take any one of these, tall columnar panels and say, okay, we want to hang a banner off the side of the building.
Yeah,
and it would look just as good without having to be reprocessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same file.
Ryan says no pixels, baby. Okay.
Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Ryan knows his stuff, man. Ryan is awesome.
we got a very active chat tonight. I'm glad to see that. And anybody who's if you want to come in and talk about your books too, the link's right up. Oh, it's over there.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Oh, just the interior shots of the ship. Where the interior shots here, there's 8 layers in the shots that make up the composition of the internal ship of the ship, the inside of the ship. For example, this is not a window above the ship, right? It's not a window. When you walk into the ship, the entire roof of the ship is a screen.
Oh, okay.
So when you're looking up, it's like you're looking through the hull of the ship into space. And because these guys fly at such an incredible distance and so quickly, and that's why you need the wings, right? People say it was a few streams ago or somewhere else. Somebody said to me, "Why does your spaceship need wings?" I said, "Well, that's because they're flying so fast. you need the wings to navigate through space. He goes, that's insane. There's nothing in space. There is. There's particles in space, but they're so far apart from each other. They really don't impact you yourself. But if you're moving so fast, imagine moving so fast through space that those particles that are so far apart are now hitting your ship, or passing through, or not through, around your ship, as if you were flying through an atmosphere, or through some liquid environment. That's how fast the transportation and this story is happening.
So to flip it around, it'd be like if you were standing still and somebody was shooting a machine gun at you.
Yeah.
The relative speeds being reversed. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, well, think about it. Well, in Star Trek, they're moving through so quickly through space. They're warping through space, so to speak. Well, they say, they need to have their shields or their deflector shields on to prevent particles from smashing into the hull as they're moving that quickly. Now, imagine moving faster than that, not like warp 10 or warp 20. I mean, going really, really fast to the point where, going through space is like flying through an atmosphere, flying through like an airplane flying through the air above you. It's the forward propulsion, the wings, the flaps is keeping it, above the ground.
Yeah.
And now take that and put it into space.
Yeah, and besides, like what Ryan said, wings look cool.
Yeah,
I never did like the Borg ship. It was like this cube. I'm like, okay, I get it, but I want it to at least look like it's supposed to fly.
Yeah, and here's another thing. All right, I explained this in the book, but I'm going to throw this out here if no one's really paid attention. Is that we're talking, and because this book is big, I also I've created I wrote into the story a big scale into the story. Okay, it's not because of image structure, but in terms of time and space. You got a galaxy there. You got a superstar that's between two galaxies. The one further back is the superstar, and then this galaxy, and you have this robot creature that's reaching out to crush the superstar. Technically speaking, you won't be able to see that robot reach out and crush that superstar for tens of thousands of years or hundreds of thousands of years, because that's how long light will take to get there, right. Right. So
absolutely,
in the next scene you see the event happen, but
it's already happened.
But here's the thing, it happened, but but there's no way for them to see the event happen this quickly. Not only are the characters in the ship, but time within the ship is actually accelerated to the point where they're experiencing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years.
Oh, you're bending my brain.
Yeah, in relative to our time, you and I having a conversation and seeing you reach out and grab your glass off the table.
Oh, this is like that Doctor Who episode where the ship was stuck on the edge of a black hole, and he's at the front of it, and he's telling his partners that, oh yeah, go to the back of the ship, help whoever you can. Yeah. And he forgets about the time dilation, and she spends like a lifetime back there while he's drinking a glass of water in the front.
I remember that episode. It's something similar, but you're not stuck in a similar environment. It's just that you're literally, the characters in the ship are literally accelerated, or was it on par with a super what do you call it? Super not string.
Make up the science.
It's not really making it up. I'm trying to recall the actual proper wording, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. It's super time.
Yeah, hyper time.
You're literally experiencing hundreds of thousands of years in seconds, because that superstar has just exploded and destroyed a galaxy. for that effect to happen, for that destruction to happen instantly from their point of view, it had to actually progress hundreds of thousands of years in normal time.
Yeah, I get it. That was, it was one of the big things I had a problem with. Remember Superman Returns, Brandon Routh?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. So like the whole setup of the thing was that he's been gone for years because scientists saw Krypton through a telescope and it showed signs of life. So he built a ship and took off. And I'm like, you're smart enough to know better. You know that anything you see in a telescope from Krypton is like 100,000 years old. You were seeing signs of life of your great grandparents out there. but
Yeah, it wasn't real scientific. Superman was never really supposed to be scientifically accurate. I mean, the dude can.
Well, he'd never left the pregnant Lois behind either, and let her raise a child without him. But that's just the whole hashtag not my Superman, I guess. Heroinberg, welcome to the chat, sir.
Hey, unmuting. You can hear me fine? Yeah. Just figured I'd pop in. Since it was only one day long, I have the ability to give you a post Big Apple Comic-Con wrap-up, I guess.
Did you see Rob Liefeld?
Rob Liefeld, of course, was not there, as he canceled 3 days earlier, and the organizer of the con started a little spat with him on Twitter, which was fun. I don't know if it hurt or helped him, but I'm sure there were people who were going to go who didn't go because of Liefeld not being there. But it was a good time, and the headliners were, in fact, Steranko, Milgram, Starlin, and Marat Michaels. And
wow,
yeah, so I met Marat Michaels and talked with him about possibly doing a variant for our next issue next year. He has a friend in Phoenix who does specifically cheesecake variant covers. It's called Buku Comics. Karen Nicole has done stuff for them, and so we might do something through this particular Phoenix comic shop that Marat would draw. So we'll be in negotiation about that. That would be our first out-of-town artist working on the book officially. I also got a poster signed by Steranko, which I got as a present for my cover artist, Jason Wright. I can actually show this stuff on screen if you feel like it. I got photos of it.
By all means.
Let's do it. Yep.
Let me see how I can share the screen. Okay.
And by the way, I also am thinking of doing some cheesecake covers with Joe King, and they're from the Cheesecake Factory. Just
married.
Look at that.
All right. So
hold up. Look at the rest of them though. Polito, Eastman. Oh, there's just everybody on that thing.
That's a sweet one.
Oh, yeah.
So can you see? I don't know. Can you see my screen now?
All right. I just gotta say, Pops, you suck.
No, I can't see your screen. I can't see your screen yet, Heroinberg. I don't see it shared.
I'm terrible at screen sharing. Just really bad at it.
And I also have to say, Pops, what's your schedule leaving the house?
All right, Southern Girls an issue with StreamYard.
Here we go.
Yeah, Heroinberg, I'm not showing a screen.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
It's not even allowing you to share.
Oh, it's not even allowing you to share?
No, it won't. It's not going blue. It only says cancel. It doesn't say share.
Yeah, hit cancel.
Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. I got it. Okay. Let's see if I can show this. Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Yes.
We got your whole screen up there.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope this isn't. I hope this isn't going to cause problems for your channel, but these are the things I got. The thing on the left is a calendar, a pinup calendar, a nude pinup calendar of various female heroines that Steranko did. This is February, the month of February. He claimed to me, and I talked with Steranko for a good 5 minutes, and I gave him our comics, which was nice. He was very, very gracious. This is a female version of Yellow Jacket. Apparently, he just decided to do one, and he signed it down there at the left. And I'm giving that
Wait a minute. That looks like was it Lana Lang as the Queen Bee in one of the Superboy stories?
Insect
Yeah.
Queen, you mean?
Yeah,
Insect
Insect
Queen.
Queen. Yeah, Insect
Yeah,
Queen.
he said specifically it was a female Yellow Jacket, so I'm going to have to believe him. Although it definitely looks like Lana Lang. You're right. So the other things I got, and this was only $50. These 3 things total, so it was pretty good.
Not
You know, I got the Pray for the Sinner, Marat Michaels on Counterpoint Press. This is his remastered edition. He signed it, as you can see right there on the front in gold, and that's a nice book. And then John O'Hurley was there, and I just asked him to sign the one of the phrases he said behind the desk to Elaine. So he did kudos on a job done, and then he signed it. And
Job done.
on a job done, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love that scene.
So this is unrelated. This happens to be the very first page of that we have of art from Heroinberg number 3, featuring Devora the Queen Bee. This is by Wayne Brown. He just sent it to me yesterday, so it's in my folder of stuff. This is my new fiance, a beautiful woman in wheelchair, carrying tablet computer. I met her at the National Intelligence Agency, so there you go. I went out with this girl too for a while, but she was no good. I don't know why.
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I got more stuff. I got more humor. Oh, there we go. So that is our wonderful actress, Nupur. She plays Arogya the Healer, our Indian superheroine in the Heroinberg series. She's in 3 different episodes, and she will also be in episode 20 coming up. She moved to New York, and so, you know, we said, hey, you want to come down and be Arogya for us at the table. So she signed some 8x10s that we printed out and took some photos, and then did a little posing in front of the usual Big Apple Comic-Con logo banner there. I specifically like the way that she got the cape to kind of flow over the side there, a little bit like a Power Girl move there.
What's the 3 pi on her?
Oh, okay. That's very cool. I love it when people ask us about that. And we really had almost a dozen people ask us, what is that? So that is just the Hindi long A. It's ah. That's all it is. The attachment of the extra part of it means it's long instead of a short A, but it just means ah, and it stands for her superheroine name Arogya. And Arogya in Hindi or Sanskrit is just healer or doctor. It literally means not sick. Arogya, unsick.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a name.
I gotta admit,
it's a common name in Hindi for healers. So we use that for her character. There she is.
I gotta admit, I love the relevance of the banner in the background.
The relevance of the banner.
Yeah, I love it. It just fits into with today's news just fine, you know.
With today's news?
What?
You guys don't know about the Big Apple Rob Liefeld?
Oh yeah, we just talked about that.
That's where we were. That's where I was.
That's what I'm saying. I love that you got the banner in there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. The Big Apple Rob Liefeld spat that happened. Yeah.
Somebody should have.
John O'Hurley. Well, there was John O'Hurley signing our photo, and he was gracious. He really didn't get a lot of action, like in a normal pop culture thing, right? He would be more, kind of mobbed by Seinfeld fans, but everybody was going for Steranko yesterday. It was great. So
hey, speaking of Seinfeld, we learned this on the Lego stream today. I learned it from Jack's show. Who's in the chat, by the way? Jack's showroom. I did the Big Bang Theory apartment, and we know that they've done the Friends apartment in Lego. They're doing the Seinfeld apartment in Lego. So
no.
With all the minifigures.
How are they going to figure out the right angle of the door?
It's Lego. They work miracles with bricks. But yeah, they got all the minifigures right down to Newman. So he'll be.
I want Scarface's bathtub. Scarface's bathroom in Lego.
Okay, that was the gold one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this last one is just a photo of our booth all set up with the videos and the photo stills and stuff. And
nice.
Yeah, we met with a guy, a friend of ours who I'd never met in person. Another guy that makes superheroine videos in New York, and he did a crossover with us in episode 13, and we're going to be working with him, sending some of our actresses up to work on his videos, and maybe even vice versa. So that was a pretty cool thing. But yeah, this is what our booth looked like, and that's pretty much it, I guess. So we can de-share now if you want.
All right.
Oh, yep. Wait, one more thing. Sorry.
One more thing.
That's Marvin from The Edge. And we literally found the key to Gramercy Park, which is, if you know that band Deadsy, it's a song by them. So I just thought it was hilarious. I decided to just put that on my personal Facebook page.
I knew that Gramercy Park was where Danny Rand lived.
Well, there's a lot of references, but there's a song called The Key to Gramercy Park. So, yeah.
Gramercy Park, man, it's Warriors.
There's Frank Cho. Sorry, I had a picture of Frank Cho there too. Frank Cho's new book. So, all right.
Oh, I didn't even know he was doing a new book. So
it's called Fight Girls. It's on AWA.
Look, every time you name drop, I'm going to pull a signed book off the wall. Cut it out.
I've got. Hey, when it comes to Frank Cho, I've got an autographed copy of University Squared.
I got Wonder Woman 75, I think.
Yeah, University Squared was what he did in college.
It's up there. It's
I see it back. I see it back there, but it's like.
I have Frank Cho's Vampirella that he did with the 50 covers when they did 50 covers for the 50th anniversary.
And that's
his new book is called Fight Girls, and it's basically. It's basically, I heard about it from a couple other channels, and it's basically Hunger Games meets maybe Contest of Champions, and it's 10 women that are placed on this jungle planet, of course, because that's Frank Cho's thing, the Jungle Queens, and they have to fight to the death, and their prize is to be the new queen of the space empire, the fictional space empire in the.
Oh my God! It's like the Wonder Woman competition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a battle of Amazons, and so far I just read issue 1, and the violence gets started pretty much right away. And I'm not going to reveal who wins or anything like that. But the one drawback, of course, with Frank Cho is he draws women perfect, but they all look like that, exactly the same.
Yeah, the face is very similar to each other. The body
very
is very similar. Yeah.
Anyway,
everybody is Brandy.
Every one of them is the girl from Liberty Meadows. Yeah.
Brandy. Yeah. That's Brandy.
Brandy, exactly. Yeah. So there you go. That's the wrap up for the week.
I have one more thing to share with you guys.
Go for it.
Give you insights. What you're looking at is the opening shot to the book, the first 6 pages in the book, and this is how I map out or create the concepts for each of the vignettes. And what you're seeing is a mushroom city. Imagine a city, like a forest city, but it's based on the mushroom design, and it's all technology. So this is like an insight to how I map out and create.
Wait a second. The Mushroom City. Are you referencing a science fiction young adult book I read in 6th grade, 1980, called "Escape from the Mushroom Planet"?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just curious. I haven't heard that title thrown out in a very, 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 very long time.
I have good sir. I'm just not going to talk about it.
I remember that book. Kids were always escaping from things like Witch Mountain and.
Oh yeah. If the kids had just stayed home in the first place, they wouldn't have to escape.
They had to escape from the island where Witchy Poo, the Witchy Poo Island.
Oh, yeah, that was HR Puff and stuff.
HR Puff and stuff was scary.
No, HR Puff and stuff was okay. What was scary was Lids.
Yeah, Jack says, "Run, George. They're asking too many questions."
All the human hats.
Yeah.
Bananarama, all that crap was crazy. I like that.
I'm looking for something here.
Pops has
We
got
had
himself
a
muted.
we had a T-shirt done up, and surely I didn't get rid of it. No, I couldn't possibly. We had a design for a T-shirt drawn up, and we were selling it on TeePublic before they started taking my designs down. And I was like, "Well, screw y'all! I don't even want to be associated with you anymore."
Why are they taking your designs down?
Why don't you go to crypto fashion?
I was told to do that, and then it was just like it was almost too much work. I was like, I don't have that many designs to put up anyway, and no one was doing them for me. But I had an HR Puffin stuff drawn up. And it was a side profile of HR, only the back of it was elongated, like the alien queen, and his tongue was sticking out, and it was Jimmy the Flute, but it was done up to look like an alien HR Puffin stuff.
That's an original. That's an original concept. They have no right to put that down.
Dude, a lot of the people on crypto fashion only have 3 or 4 designs. You should put it up there.
I might. They didn't take that one down. But I had underneath of it in the Aliens logo, HR Giger stuff.
Beautiful.
It was just
no, it's a portmanteau thing.
Yeah, but no, the one they took down was I had. Do you remember the voter graphs they had? When they were showing Arizona, it was like one curve went up and one curve was below it, and then spiked and then went up again.
Yeah.
And I was like, that kind of looks like it makes a letter F there. So I put voter and rod on opposite sides of it and threw that on a T-shirt. And that's the one they took down for violating terms of service after it was up for like 3 weeks. And I was like, you left it up for 3 weeks. You're taking it down. You don't need my business. So I just took them all down.
Well, try that other site maybe.
I'll give it a shot. I know I've got it here somewhere. I've got that design, and then I've got another friend of mine drew me up a digital version of a Dr. Seuss Who wearing a 30-foot long multicolored scarf and standing outside of a blue wooden box. And it said, the doctor's the doctor no matter how small.
Oh, great.
I just,
Doctor Who here's a Horton.
Yeah, exactly. And he called it Dr. Hoos. But
Hoos.
We just had a few. The thing that he did that he drew. He didn't give me this one, but he kept it for himself, which I don't blame him. But I gave him the idea for it, and I said, "Hey, can you draw this?" It was on an early Twitter back when when I was still on talking terms with Gail Simone and others, and it was the time when Disney was just taking over Marvel. They just bought them, and everyone was talking about doing the Disney Marvel mashup stuff. Like let's see Donald Duck as Deathstroke. Let's see Mickey Mouse as Carnage, and Marv Wolfman was in there talking about Bullseye, the one from Daredevil, the one that he had created, and they were like, "Are you talking about the horse from Toy Story?" He's like, "No, I'm talking about the Daredevil character that I created way back when." So I had Darren Goodhart, great artist. He did some work for Big Bang for Image, did a lot of their stories. I said, "This is what I want." And he sent me the digital file of it, and Marv Wolfman put it on his page. And it's Bullseye, the horse, dressed up as Bullseye from Daredevil, throwing horseshoes at the reader. So Marv got a kick out of it. Mr. Yanafui says that George is copying his stuff from the Smurfs.
Living in mushrooms.
What? Who is this Yanafui guy? I've never heard of him before.
No, Smurfs aren't mushrooms. They're apples. They're 3 apples high. They live in mushrooms, though. So just taking a quick peek at the GoFundMe get Christy
we
Shin.
got $41. Now, that $26 that Christy put there, that was donated by Rich Parada, but he sent it to her PayPal before we even had the GoFundMe up. So she just dropped it on the GoFundMe, so we can be transparent and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, cool. $41. We're on our way.
So she's coming from California, trying to get to Michigan, and the Michigan convention is when?
It's August 13th, 14th, 15th.
Oh, rush.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Well, we figure it like this. We just need to get to the 600 to buy the plane ticket. You know how plane tickets, the closer you get to an event, they go up.
It's more expensive.
Okay. So we just want to get that 600 secured to get our plane ticket. And then we'll worry about the hotel and the rest of it, you know. But if we can get up to 600 within this first week so we can get her plane ticket secured, we're going to do this. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
but it's not. Then you're good to go. We're not trying to set up a table for her either. She's going to come up. We're going to go up there with the press passes that I get, and we're going to walk the floor and hang out with people. You know, we're going to have a good time. We're not trying to get Christy a table at Grand Rapids Comic-Con. She wants to come up and party with everybody, hang out, have a madness time. Not, you know, she doesn't want to work that weekend. She is going to bring some stuff to sign. You know, anybody who donates that we run into on the floor, we're definitely going to give them something.
It's good to see cons back. I mean, you know, Heroinberg, you were just at Big Apple Con. Happening also today is Comic Palooza in Houston.
Yep. Marvin Zavala was there.
Yeah, Kara Nicole is there with
Kara's there. Yeah.
In Kansas City, we've got CantCon, which is an RPG convention, and we've got Crypticon, which is a horror convention going on this weekend.
See, it's all coming back, y'all, and Christy's going to work enough shows, but we wanted to just hang out, meet the people at Indie Bowl, meet a bunch of these people that are up here in the Midwest that she doesn't get to see very often, or if she does come up like someplace up here, it's C2E2 or New York. It's someplace huge where she doesn't see the, you know, hard to find. You know what I'm talking about. The big cons are kind of chaotic. But Grand Rapids is a nice size con. It was fun. A couple years ago, me and my son went up there and we had a good time and hung out with Mike Zeck. Man, we had such luck that day. He was basically the guy I went to meet. Okay, the guy I had a stack of comics I wanted signed by Mike. I didn't have anybody else. Mike was the guy I wanted to see, you know. Went up there and we just happened to catch him like right as he was coming back from lunch. There was nobody at his table. We hung out for like 20, 25 minutes. He signed everything I had, the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, the Secret Wars book. He signed everything for me. It was awesome. Good dude. Real nice guy. And yeah, man, it's a great con. It's not too overcrowded. You're going to get to actually talk to the people you want to meet and whatnot. It's, you know.
Chicago Comic-Con 1989.
Wow.
That's me in the purple with hair. And I'm there behind the table, mind you, with Dick Giordano and Denny O'Neil.
You bastard.
When you could just walk up to people. Now I've got more pictures than this that I don't know where they are. They didn't get scanned, but I've got pictures of me with Jim Aparo. I've got pictures of me with Dick Sprang, all from this same convention. So,
well, see, that's what's going to be. I'm going to Grand Rapids Comic Con regardless. I want to get Christy up there too, so that we can walk around as a press team. You know,
70s TV series Spider-Man. Oh, that is awesome.
Look at that.
They had a chair in the atrium of the hotel. And it was like, if you've read Batman #1 and the very, very, very first appearance of the Joker, he's in a high top chair with his fingers steepled up, planning that murder of the millionaire that eventually dies. I was like, oh, I can't pass this up. I've got to have the picture taken. And the funny thing is, okay, this 1989, cosplay was not a thing.
Right.
there was Spider-Man because there was a Marvel booth. But nobody was doing this. I went to the Batman movie. I was like, oh yeah, everybody goes to the Star Trek movies with their uniforms and their Spock ears. I'm gonna join the crowd at the Batman movie. I was the only one there who wore anything out of the ordinary. I was very, very out of place. But as I got her from this picture, this guy comes up with his daughter. She couldn't have been like 10 or 12. He's like, hey, how much for a picture? I'm like, what, seriously? People were wanting to pay me to have their kids' pictures taken, with the homicidal maniac.
Right.
I was like, no. Just if you want a picture taken, that's fine. Just take a picture. I'm not charging anything. I don't work here. I was afraid to get in trouble with the con.
That was one of the things I was telling Christy. I was like, well, we can tell people, anybody we run into on the floor at Grand Rapids Con that recognizes her, we'll give them a signed print or they can have their picture taken with her, whatever they want, man. We'll figure something out for everybody we run into. I'll be up there with some of those comic related madness pins that Trish hooked me up with. I'll be giving those away. We'll have some other stuff. We're gonna have a good time. Like I said, I want to have fun doing it. It's not a work weekend for Christy. We're gonna have a good time.
I should send you a
We
bag
want
of pins.
anybody that wants to meet Christy, man, come up to Grand Rapids Con and hang out. Not just she ain't gonna be on the other side of the table from you. There ain't gonna be a line of people in a time limit. Come hang out with.
I wish we could. If it was another weekend, I wish we could. I would go to Grand Rapids. Yeah, but that's actually the same weekend we're doing Steel City here. I guess in a couple weeks we'll be back from Terrificon, and maybe I'll have a whole bunch of photos from there as far as all the people that are all the celebrities, comic guys that are at Terrificon. That should be fun.
Cosplay may not have been a thing, but booth babes sure were.
Booth babes were a thing. Yeah, these were the Stargazers. That was a comic book, an indie comic book.
Oh, I have that. I have that. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. That was a thing.
So they had girls dressed up as each one of the characters.
Well, at least these two.
Oh, okay.
Those were the only two I saw, and that's a copy of the Question Annual #1 that I had just picked up and laid on top of my duffel bag on the floor there, isn't it? Okay. And yeah, it was just stuff all over the floor, all over these conventions, people sitting on stairs. You just stop and get your picture taken.
Happy?
I have no idea. I wasn't doing the Keanu hover either, so this is going to come back to bite me one of these years before I die. Actually, I remember, because my friend was taking a picture. I'm like, where do you want my hand? I'm like, she said, just put it right here. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. But
you could tell he was nervous as hell too. Even with the makeup on and everything, he's like.
Any of you follow Chuck Dixon on Facebook?
Yes, I follow him on YouTube.
Yeah,
as well.
because he posted, I think today, his thoughts on why manga's taking over North American books. And maybe it's an interesting read.
That's funny though. I just want to say I put a whole bunch of manga up on eBay and got bids on 2 out of the 25 books that I put up. They're all good. They're all in good condition. It's like, I don't know. I think everybody fudges numbers, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody fudges numbers. Anything you can use to sensationalize the story, and I just see it everywhere.
I don't know that manga is outselling traditional comic books in the back issue market.
What I'm saying. It's like there's a lot of people buying comics, not necessarily what the mainstream is putting out.
Yeah.
Well,
there's people buying indie comics.
Hold on a second. You're comparing apples to oranges. The mangas are back issues. Because the first run mangas are the weekly telephone
Shonen Jumps.
Yeah. And the collections are back issues. So you got to compare apples to apples.
Well, here's something I noticed the other day. Go ahead, Max.
It comes down to it's binge culture.
Yeah,
it's binge culture being pushed into comics.
Because we don't have to wait a week.
Trade paperbacks are big too. They're big just as they're not as big as manga is, but there's more manga than there are trade paperbacks.
I think there also, as far as eBay goes, I wouldn't necessarily presume, but perhaps that's an older crowd that uses eBay, and a lot of the kids that are buying manga maybe don't use eBay so much, and
A lot of them just read it digitally.
right,
Yeah.
they just read it digitally, and the other thing is, a lot of the younger fans of Japanese animation, they might buy manga, but they're also watching anime a lot. In fact, I mean, we were just on the bus to Big Apple, and there were several people watching anime on their computers just on the bus. It's everywhere, you know.
Well, the binging works for that long form storytelling thing, and this gets back to what I was talking about before, where it was like when Superman had a whole story in an issue, it was okay to wait next month for the next issue because you weren't left with this lack of closure of anything. Now that everybody's writing for the trades, everybody's writing for the hardcover. A season of a television series is not, I talked about this for the Rockford Files. Jim Rockford closed the case before the hour was up.
Almost every time.
Yeah,
almost every time, except for they had 2-parters.
And when they had a 2-parter, but you know what? Then it was intentional to leave you hanging on that cliff. But now it's like a season of Daredevil. It's 12 episodes of telling one story. And you gotta binge it because you're just reading through the chapters.
It's decompressed instead of episodic. Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's killed comics. But one of the things I noticed recently, and I don't know if anybody's talked about it or if it's just me being Captain Obvious. You know what I don't see crowdfunded? Manga. There's no manga in the comic book crowdfunding market.
Yeah, you saw it. Xenotype.
Except for something.
I'm trying to think of any mangas that I know that are being crowdfunded. Most of the mangas that I know, they end up on what's a webtoon?
Well, there's a couple.
Doesn't count.
There's Kyung Lee's Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb, which we backed. That is manga, but it's a kind of a Western
too.
Common America is too. That's correct, and it's presented in a Western comic style.
Yeah,
but with the aesthetic of manga. So
So I guess there's that, but it was just like true Japanese manga. Look at that, Pops is breaking out the manga.
I don't want it. Somebody take it.
True Japanese manga isn't being crowdfunded, and the comics that we are crowdfunding. Speaking as an international shipper, I don't see Japan buying any of them either.
Well, no, because people who do North American manga, the Japanese look at it and laugh at it because it's not authentic. I worked in licensing where we had North American artists try to do key art for shows, and we sent it off to Kodansha to get approved, and they came back to us. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Okay, this is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They said, "Why are you bothering us with this shit? Why are you wasting our time?"
Oh,
Yep.
gee.
Oh wow.
And this is all Japanese manga, and if anybody wants any, if there's anything anybody's looking for, let me know. I got some. I don't want it.
Hey Ryan, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Wait a minute, Ryan looked like he was in one of those movies where you expect to see some evil presence in behind him,
like The Ring.
Yeah, that's right.
He disappeared. He's a movie on a loop. Okay.
One of those.
Okay. Well played, sir. Well played. You got us.
I didn't hear a word he said.
It was something. It was playing something about effing idiots. That's us, by the way. We'd be the idiots, I guess.
All right.
It was somewhat less than profound, shall we say?
All right. Well done. Thanks for coming by.
I am an idiot.
Yeah, I've heard that Xenotype was supposed to be manga, of some form or fashion. Well, yeah, because it was Australian, and Australian don't do manga; they do manga.
They do manga with doggos.
It's a sad day for Comicsgate or comics in general when you see Xenotype, get a misprint lose the key artist because of the misprint, and the guy who's left holding the bag doesn't even correct the problem. And now he's crowdfunding a new
Yep.
book.
So if I understand the layout,
people are supporting him and rewarding him for doing a misprint.
yeah. So Xenotype was drawn up by the artist to be a manga book, read from right to left,
Yep.
the way it's supposed to be, and then they
Back to
laid out
front.
the pages.
Back to front.
Yeah, from back to front, and they laid out the pages Western style. So the very first page was the very first page.
Yeah.
But the panels, mind you, still read
backwards,
top right to lower left. And then when you finished page 1 and you turned it over, you were looking at page 3 because page 2 was on the right. So it was like taking, it was this weird.
Yeah, to quote somebody, it was printed backwards twice.
Yes, it was double backwards. So yeah, it would give you a brain aneurysm to try to figure out how to read it.
It'd be like looping your head around in circles.
Which, but the art looked really good, I thought, and the idea of the story. Actually, I don't know what the story's about at all.
It's a kid getting attacked by a bunch of naked adults who transform into monsters, and that's basically it.
Oh, that was not what I was thinking at all. Yeah, I was thinking of. I know what I was thinking of. Never mind. It's the title that shall not be mentioned.
I'm paraphrasing, by the way.
Okay. You left out some key details, I'm sure.
Yeah, like obvious concepts and story plot holes and stuff like that. But what are you going to do? It's 200 pages of fluff.
Yeah.
I know. I have a copy in my just to the right of me.
Well, yeah, but you fund everything, George. You're a regular in our chat, and you're helping out everybody get their book out if they've got PDF to go. You didn't get a wait a second. You've got a copy. You didn't get a PDF of Xenotype?
Oh, Xenotype. There's no PDF of Xenotype. There's only hard copies.
Oh, okay. So you got the hard copy because I thought you were like an only PDF person.
Yeah, no, I got hard copies. I got lots of hard copies here. I mean, I got the latest hard copy that came into my possession is Gary Shipman's Tech and Mouse.
Oh, that's a good one.
I got both hard copies, book 1 and 2. I got just recently Dave Sims 300 covers in hard copy.
Ooh.
I got what's it? Simon. It's a gaming company that got like I think 6 hard copies out of that campaign. I got Doug. What's it? The Ernst. Yeah, I got both hard copies. Issue 1, 2. I ordered what is it? Warts and All. Ethan's book, hard copy. What do you call it? Cayman America, 1, 2, and 3, hard copy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this is just off the top of my head. I mean,
did you all see the Twitter pictures that Pel Creepy put up there? Pellegrino put up of the Bell County Comic Book Expo.
Oh, the what do you call it? The poster sign, the sign.
Yeah, it's the billboard. The billboard right there in Temple, Texas, for Bell County Fairgrounds. It's the first Comic Skate comic to be on a highway billboard because they had Common America there advertising the Bell County Expo Comic Book Convention.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
So
CG has made it to a billboard.
It wasn't Batman. It wasn't Spider-Man. It was Common America.
But all them people driving by on the highway don't got no idea what. They're just like, comic book hero.
Yep.
It's like
hot girls. Hot girls.
Part of it's the draw.
Hot girls. Boob window.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was, of course.
I found the link for that. Different views of the billboard. I'm sending you the link if you want to. It's a link from Twitter. You can see 4 different views. There's a link on Twitter I just sent you.
I got it. I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's really slow.
Yeah.
That's fine. So in the meantime, Max, I met the guy who did one of your variants, Will Torres.
Yep, you did a variant C. We always do like a animated looking variant. So
Right. Yeah. He was nice.
yep, he's a nice guy.
He was selling it at Big Apple. Yeah. Oh, there you
by the
go.
way, by the way, just going to throw this out as a teaser. In a couple of weeks, there's going to be a surprise reveal from one campaign. I'm not going to tell you which campaign in Comicsgate, but one campaign in Comicsgate. There's a Joe King trading card puzzle no one knows about, and it's going to be revealed the moment the cards actually get printed. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But that is sweet, isn't it? A billboard like
very
that.
cool. Yeah, and the thing is, I know exactly where this is. I know where that Target is in Temple, Texas.
Tim's happy.
Yeah, well, you know, Tim's down in that area now. He'd been an Arkansas boy while I was in Temple. I was like, hey, when are you coming back down here? Like sometime soon. And then by the time he came down, I was gone, so we didn't get to hang out. I saw him on the way down there during the move. Met at Michael Tierney's comic shop, and it was one of my first Comicsgate interviews actually, and just talked about the viability of the industry.
Is this Comic-Con fairly close to the Antarctic headquarters?
You know, I don't know. I think that Antarctic is more Houston, which would be like a whole state away. Temple, Texas is like if you threw a dart and hit Texas right in the center. That's Temple, and Houston is way down on the Mexican border almost.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, Antarctic Press. They got one in Houston and Dallas. I mean, Ben's in Dallas, and then I don't remember the other guy's name.
Okay, well, Ben could get there easily then, because this is only like an hour and a half away from Dallas.
Yeah, it seems like something Antarctic would be attending, you know, if they had a Common America character on the billboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that they wouldn't. I don't know why the comic companies don't go to the comic conventions anymore. It's really just an artist alley and some independents. Guaranteed, DC and Marvel did not send anybody to the Bell County Comic Con. They don't send anybody to Wizard World St. Louis. I don't think they're even going to San Diego this year. I've heard that they had, you know, it worked so well online last time. Why spend the money on sending people out? We'll just do the online thing again
We have two indies that consistently come to Three Rivers, Action Lab and Aftershock. Those are the only ones I usually see.
Action Lab is pretty good, man. It is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to take off.
Yeah, I was just thinking myself that it's probably a good time to wrap things up.
Okay, wrap things up. Okay, for a moment they're like, oh no, don't sing, please.
Oh yeah, you know, I got bolts in my head, flat top. Yeah. Bolts in my neck, a flat top head, back from the dead, and I forget how it used to go, but I used to know the Frankenstein rap. It was yeah, that was back when rap was. No, it was always rap. It was never good.
When it produced novelty records like Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
You can't forget that one.
No respect, I tell you. All right, guys. Thanks for popping in and chatting with us tonight. Open mic is open to anybody, and now the mic is going to. Oh, Yanafui was going to jump in here if we were going to sing. Yanafui, you turn out the best singing videos that are on the internet.
Neff's channel. They're singing over there on Neff's channel, Global Frequency. Go check it out.
Okay. Well, yeah, go over to the Global Frequency and sing over there. With that, guys, appreciate you being here. Folks in the chat, appreciate you being here more than anything. We don't have a show without you guys. And as always, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.
Yep.